An open window leads to a grisly scene inside of a Berrien County home. 2 people are found dead and an Amber Alert issued for 2 girls. Those girls now found safe halfway across the country with this man. It's all breaking this morning.
And that's where we begin this morning, Michiana. I'm Emily Evans.
And I'm Drew Gardner. A double homicide and abduction now over. At this hour, 2 young children, just 3 and 4 years old, are safe and sound 16 hours away from home, and their father behind bars.
Take a look here. This is where the investigation is unfolding, from a brutal scene inside of that Coloma home all the way to Georgetown, Colorado, where the suspect was caught with his 2 daughters. That house is on M63, and for hours the highway there had been shut down.
ABC 57 has been on the scene overnight. Evan Siri has the latest in that investigation. Evan, what's going on now?
Well, we've learned new details this morning. The 2 victims, one is identified as the mother of the 2 young children, the other an unidentified male, also believed to be related to the 2 young girls that were found in Colorado safe. When I got to the scene, Michigan State Police told me their #1 priority was finding those 2 young girls and making sure they were safe. Mission accomplished.
At approximately 3:30 a.m. this morning, we were contacted by the Clear Creek County, Colorado Sheriff's Department, Georgetown, the city of Georgetown in Colorado. Suspect Alex Perez was taken into custody by local sheriff's officers in Georgetown, Colorado.
Police confirmed Luna and Nova Perez were found safe, along with their biological father, 24-year-old Alex Perez. Police say Alex Perez will be extradited back to Michigan and is still the #1 suspect in the death of 2 people whose bodies were discovered late Thursday night. Michigan State Police tell me a family member thought something wasn't right after seeing an open window at this house on M63. The unidentified family member had to use a ladder to get inside, and that's when she discovered 2 dead bodies. Police say the bodies had blunt force trauma wounds. The identification of those bodies unknown at this time. Now, here's what happened in Colorado. A local sheriff's deputy from the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Department in Georgetown, Colorado, saw a suspicious vehicle. He went up to them and he saw that Alex Perez and the 2 young children were inside the vehicle. Alex Perez was immediately taken into custody. The 2 young children were returned to family services there in Colorado, and they are safe, as I mentioned earlier. Right now, as you can see behind me, it's still a very active scene. Crime unit vehicles are here. Police vehicles are here. They've been here for about 10 hours now, and they should be here for a few hours longer. It's going to be a very long process to determine why and how these 2 double homicides happened. Reporting live in Berrien County, Evan Siri, ABC 57 News.
Evan, thank you. Again, that breaking news out of Berrien County. At this hour, the suspect, Alex Perez, is behind bars 16 hours away in Clear Creek County, Colorado. He was caught in the tan 2003 Chevy Impala.
Police believe the girls were in that car headed to California, where the father was living, or to Mexico. Troopers fear the girls were in danger given the deaths at the home on M63. Authorities are still pouring through evidence to get a clear picture of why the 2 people were killed. Police say a family member noticed an open window at the home, grabbed a ladder, and once inside discovered the bodies with blunt force trauma. One of the victims is the mother of the girls. The other is believed to be a man also related to the girls.
Stay with us for your first alert as more details become available.
And good morning. Temperatures right now are very comfortable. Weather's not much of a concern for us here this morning. It will be later in the day. We're to 40 degrees right now in South Bend. Temperature sitting at 40 in Goshen as well. A few upper 30s at 39 in Sturgis and Elkhart. So we'll time out today's rain and look ahead to the snow coming up in the full forecast.
Breaking news that right now in the Flint, Michigan water crisis, Michigan's Attorney General will investigate if any state laws were violated. Attorney General Bill Schuette is calling what's happening in Flint a human tragedy. Now he says his office will investigate what went wrong in the process leading up to the crisis. People living in Flint are dependent on bottled water for drinking, cooking, and bathing out of fear for their health. Another big story this morning, a face-off with GOP presidential contenders. The presidential hopefuls were on the debate stage in South Carolina.
It comes just a couple of weeks before the first votes are cast in Iowa. ABC's Stephanie Ramos takes us inside the round-for-round showdown.
7 GOP presidential candidates, 1 debate stage, and no lack of attacks. A high-profile effort to persuade voters before the February 1st Iowa caucuses. The gloves coming off between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. This bromance apparently over. A testy exchange between the two candidates about accusations that Cruz might not be legally able to serve as president because of his Canadian roots.
I mean, you have great constitutional lawyers that say you can't run.
I'm not going to be taking legal advice from Donald Trump.
You don't have to.
Cruz also forced to defend a new report that says he didn't tell the Federal Election Commission about $1 million loan from Wall Street banks for his Senate campaign.
I made a paperwork error disclosing it on one piece of paper instead of the other.
Cruz then throwing more jabs at Trump, attacking his chief rival's conservative credentials by saying he represents New York values.
Not a lot of conservatives come out of Manhattan.
Trump called the jab insulting and praised New York's response to 9/11.
When the World Trade Center came down, I saw something that no place on earth could have handled more beautifully, more humanely than New York.
Fire investigators are trying to figure out what started the fire at a South Bend business. It all happened on Fellow Street around 8:30 last night. The flames at Blue Water Thermal Solutions sent employees running for safety. That's after they tried putting it out themselves.
I seen that our machine was on fire, and so I had informed the supervisor, and we all went over there to see what had happened. And it was just like glowing orange, like up to the ceiling. And we started grabbing fire extinguishers and trying to put it out, but we couldn't put it out.
Fire crews were able to put the fire out with a chemical solution, and workers were allowed to go back inside. Right now, fire investigators don't believe the fire to be suspicious.
It's been 2 years since a gunman walked into an Elkhart supermarket and opened fire. Suspect Sean Baer killed Crystal Dykes and Rochelle Gottfried. Now the family of Gottfried is filing a wrongful death lawsuit. They're targeting the grocery store, saying Martin's was negligent by not providing security at such a late hour. It's that negligence they say led to Gottfried's death. The suit alleges that Martin's failed to provide Gottfried with a reasonable means of escape. The supermarket is not yet commenting on the lawsuit.
The sexual harassment case against the University of Notre Dame is back in court this morning. A hearing is being held at 9. A male African-American student filed the original lawsuit back in October. He claims a female employee of the university pressured him to have sex with her daughter. The university terminated the woman following an in-house investigation.
The Benton Harbor School District is another step closer to finding a new leader. School board members say their search is near the end. The board voted on 3 finalists of the 5 candidates they interviewed this week. Consultants say it was a lengthy but pleasantly surprising process with more than 50 candidates.
And narrowing it down to 9 and then narrowing it down to 5, and now we're at 3. So we really think we had a really good pool.
The 3 finalists will not be named until Monday. Wednesday, the board will hold a meet and greet with the candidates. There, they'll do one last interview with them before making an offer.
January is Mentorship Month, and a local group is using the time to encourage more people to step into children's lives. ABC 57's Brandon Pope is live at Big Brothers and Big Sisters of St. Joseph County with details. And Brandon, you spoke with officials. What are they telling you?
Well, while the Big Brothers Big Sisters program is serving many here in St. Joseph County, I'm told by officials that they still need more mentors to step up for kids here, especially in the black community. Nationally, President Barack Obama is making a push for more male role models for kids in inner cities through the My Brother's Keeper program. And locally, Big Brothers Big Sisters is taking action. This month, in partnership with Greek fraternities and sorority chapters like Delta Sigma Theta and Kappa Alpha Psi, the org hopes to enlist more mentors.
People should mentor because it takes a village to raise a child. It takes all of us to ensure that our children grow into productive citizens. So with the help of this community, we can do that.
Now, it's free to join Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and officials tell me that the time commitment is minimal. Now, just ahead in the next half hour, I'm going to introduce you to some mentors and mentees here locally making an impact in the community. I'm live in South Bend. Brandon Pope, ABC 57 News.
Time now 7:11. A Chicago teen is shot down by police 2 years ago. Now federal investigators are digging into the matter.
Hear how the city's mayor is responding to the latest incident of possible police brutality.
And an 18-year-old New York woman is raped by 5 guys in a park. Now 4 of her attackers are walking free this morning. We'll explain why.
And take a look at your bus stop forecast this morning. We're staying dry for now. We bring in rain later today, but we are up near 40 degrees. This is not going to last. We turn very cold this weekend. We'll look at that next.